When you're not used to getting help, it can feel strange to ask for things. You might think it's not right to ask or that you're being selfish. Sometimes you might worry that you're bothering others by sharing your problems. You might admire people who seem to do everything by themselves. You might even think it's more impressive when someone overcomes challenges alone. But here's the thing. Asking for help is not a weakness. It's a strength. Imagine you're trying to build a house. You could try to do it all alone, but it would take a long time, and you might make mistakes. However, if you ask others for their help, the work becomes easier, faster, and better. It's the same with life. When you ask for help, you're not burdening others. You're inviting them to be a part of your journey. Everyone needs help sometimes. Even the most successful people ask for assistance along the way. It doesn't diminish their achievements. It makes them human. And because of these beliefs, you might find it hard to ask for what you want. You might only feel comfortable asking if it won't bother anyone else, won't get in the way of what they want, and if everyone agrees with you. Have you ever tried to help someone, but they refused? It can be puzzling and even frustrating. You might wonder, why won't they accept my help? It's only fair. Interestingly, the same person who rejects your offer might also be the one who complains about feeling unappreciated. There are a few reasons why someone might find it hard to accept help. Sometimes they feel embarrassed or like they're burdening you. They might worry about owing you something in return. Others might fear losing their independence or feeling indebted. It's essential to understand that refusing help doesn't mean they don't value you or your offer. They might have their reasons, often tied to their own beliefs or past experiences. Instead of taking it personally, try to empathize with their perspective. When someone declines your help, respect their decision. Let them know you're there if they change their mind, but don't pressure them. By showing understanding and patience, you're building trust and showing that you respect their autonomy. On the other hand, if you're the one hesitant to accept help, consider why. Are you worried about appearing weak? Or do you fear owing someone? Reflecting on these feelings can help you understand yourself better and become more open to receiving support. Accepting help is not a sign of weakness. It's a display of strength and trust. It allows us to connect with others on a deeper level and build stronger relationships. So whether you're offering or receiving help, remember that it's a two-way street built on understanding and respect. So learning how to receive is just as important as learning how to give. It's all part of building good relationships and feeling valued. Now let's talk about receiving, not just taking. There's a big difference between someone who takes and someone who receives. Think of it like this. For every person who gives, there's someone who receives what's given. It's like a balance, a beautiful dance of giving and receiving. When someone is kind to us, and we accept their kindness with gratitude, it's like we're both playing the same tune together. It's like being part of the same beautiful melody, creating harmony in our connection. Receiving isn't just about getting stuff. It's about accepting love, support, and kindness from others. It's about being open to what the world has to offer and embracing it with an open heart. Sometimes it can be hard to receive. We might feel unworthy or like we don't deserve the kindness being offered to us. But it's important to remember that everyone deserves love and kindness, including you. Have you ever wondered what it really means to give? Some people give because they truly want to help, while others might feel like they're supposed to. But there's a big difference between doing something out of genuine kindness and doing it because you feel like you have to. When you give from the heart, it's a beautiful thing. You're offering your help or support because you genuinely care about the other person. It's not about expecting anything in return. It's about making someone's day a little brighter. But when you give out of obligation, it can feel different. You might feel like you're just going through the motions, doing what's expected of you, and how you feel after giving can vary depending on whether the person appreciates your gesture or not. If someone genuinely appreciates your kindness, it can make you feel happy and fulfilled. It reinforces your desire to help others and strengthens your bond with them. But if your efforts go unnoticed or unappreciated, it can leave you feeling disappointed or even resentful. When we give something to someone and they acknowledge it, it's like they're giving back to us in their own special way. It's like a circle, where giving and receiving go hand in hand, each playing a crucial role. Imagine you lend a friend a book, and they thank you sincerely for it. Their appreciation is like a gift in return. It shows that they value what you've done for them, creating a connection between you both. In this cycle of giving and receiving, everyone has a part to play. When we give with an open heart, we create opportunities for others to give back to us, whether through gratitude, kindness, or support. It's important to recognize and appreciate these exchanges. They strengthen our relationships and bring joy and fulfillment to both parties involved. Plus, they remind us that we're all connected in this journey of life. In a part of the Bible called Matthew, it says that if you ask for something, you'll receive it. It's like saying if you search for something, you'll find it, and if you knock on a door, it will open. It's about getting what you ask for. When I started trying to understand things better and figure out how to make my dreams come true, I didn't understand why I wasn't getting all the things I really wanted, even though the Bible says that if you ask, you'll receive. It made me wonder if maybe it just wasn't meant to be, if God didn't want me to have what I desired. But then I started thinking, why would I want something so much if I wasn't supposed to have it? Sometimes things don't happen the way we want them to, even if we ask for them. It doesn't mean that God doesn't want us to have what we desire. It could mean that there's something better waiting for us, or maybe it's just not the right time yet. Instead of feeling discouraged, I began to trust that everything happens for a reason. Maybe the things I wanted weren't what I truly needed. Perhaps there were lessons to be learned or opportunities for growth along the way. So I started to shift my perspective. Instead of focusing solely on what I wanted, I began to appreciate what I already had. I realized that sometimes the greatest blessings are the ones we already possess. The love of family and friends, good health, and the beauty of the world around us. While it's essential to pursue our dreams and ask for what we desire, it's also crucial to trust in the timing of things and have faith that everything will work out as it's supposed to. So keep asking, keep searching, and keep knocking on doors. Who knows what wonderful surprises await on the other side? I've met many people who think that taking care of yourself is selfish and that we should focus less on ourselves. But actually, it's important to be a little selfish sometimes, especially when it comes to loving yourself. If you don't take care of yourself and love yourself, it's hard to give love to others. It's like when you're on an airplane and they tell you to put on your own oxygen mask before helping someone else with theirs. It's about making sure you're okay first, so you can help others. Learning to receive is just as important as giving. It's like there's a rule about receiving, almost like a law of nature. Raymond Hallowell discusses this concept in his book, Working with the Law. Hallowell was a respected teacher known for practicing what he taught. Many of his students admired how he not only understood these crucial concepts, but also lived by them in his own life. In Working with the Law, Hallowell emphasizes the significance of embracing the principle of receiving. He suggests that just as we give to others, we must also be open to receiving from them. It's a fundamental aspect of maintaining balance and harmony in our lives. Think of it like a dance. When we give, we create space for others to give back to us. By graciously accepting what is offered, we honor the flow of energy and abundance in the universe. Hallowell's teachings remind us that receiving is not a sign of weakness, but rather a testament to our interconnectedness with others. When we allow ourselves to receive, we not only enrich our own lives, but also strengthen our bonds with those around us. The book Working with the Law talks about a lot of important rules that apply to everyone, like the law of receiving. It says that if you give, you'll get back even more. It's like when it says in a part of the Bible, give, and it shall be given unto you, good measure running over. Luke 6:38. When we understand things well, they seem simple, but when we don't, they can seem really complicated. To make Christianity useful in our everyday lives, we have to understand it and follow the rules it's based on. Jesus taught us how to move away from selfishness and back to love, intelligence, and God's power. The things we say and do show whether we've learned this lesson yet. God is often described as the best version of ourselves. When we believe in God and do good things, it's like we're bringing out the best in ourselves. But if we're only focused on getting things for ourselves, we're not really seeking God in the right way. Belief in God goes beyond asking for things or seeking personal gain. It's about embodying qualities like kindness, compassion, and love. When we act in alignment with these values, we're not only reflecting the essence of God, but also nurturing the best parts of ourselves. Imagine a mirror reflecting your actions. When you do good deeds, the mirror reflects back the goodness within you, magnifying it for the world to see. But when your intentions are solely self-serving, the reflection becomes distorted, and the true essence of who you are is obscured. Seeking God isn't about accumulating material wealth or fulfilling selfish desires. It's about cultivating a deeper connection with something greater than ourselves and striving to live a life of purpose and meaning. When we're too focused on what we want, it's like there's a barrier between us and God's laws. We can't really understand them fully when we're so caught up in our own desires. We have to let go of our personal wants and opinions to really understand what God wants for us. When we're stuck in this limited way of thinking, we feel like we have to get things for ourselves before anything else. Sometimes, even when we give to others, we end up thinking that we have to get something back before we're satisfied. It's like we're stuck in the same old way of thinking. We keep believing that we have to get something first before we can give more. But when we think this way, we miss out on the true spirit of giving. Giving is more than just a good deed. It's the cornerstone of life itself. In fact, it's the very first law that governs everything in existence. On the flip side, constantly seeking to receive without giving can feel like being trapped in a traffic jam, hindering our progress and growth. Think of giving as the fuel that propels us forward on life's journey. When we give, whether it's our time, resources, or kindness, we create positive energy that not only benefits others, but also enriches our own lives. In contrast, always focusing on getting can lead to stagnation. It's like being stuck in a traffic jam, unable to move forward or experience the joys of life fully. When our mindset is solely centered on what we can receive, we miss out on the satisfaction and fulfillment that come from giving selflessly. According to the basic rule of how things are created, the way a radio works can help us understand. When someone broadcasts a program on the radio, they send out signals into the air. Once they've done that, they don't have to do anything else. Those signals travel through the air until they reach a radio that can pick them up and play them. When we pray or wish for something, it's like sending our desires out into the universe. Just like the signals from a radio, these desires create vibrations that ripple through the cosmos. And depending on the strength of our desires, they attract a response from the universe. Imagine your prayers and wishes as messages sent out into the vast expanse of space. With each heartfelt plea, you're broadcasting your hopes and dreams to the universe. And much like tuning into a specific radio frequency, the universe responds to the vibrations you emit. The key lies in the intensity of our desires. When we truly believe in what we're asking for and pour our whole heart into our prayers, the universe takes notice. It's like a magnetic pull, drawing towards us the things we desire most. But it's not just about wishful thinking. It's about aligning our thoughts, emotions, and actions with our desires. By staying focused and maintaining a positive mindset, we can amplify the vibrations we send out into the universe, increasing the likelihood of attracting what we seek. Sometimes, when we pray, we think that just praying over and over again is enough. But the truth is, if we keep praying without really opening ourselves up to receive the answers, we might end up feeling disappointed when things don't happen the way we want them to. Many of us spend time dreaming and wishing for things we desire, but we often forget a crucial step in the process: letting go. It's like tossing a ball into the air without releasing it. For our dreams and wishes to come true, we must first let them go. Imagine holding onto a ball tightly in your hand. No matter how high you throw it, it will always fall back into your grasp. But if you open your hand and release the ball into the air, it has the freedom to soar and reach new heights. Similarly, when we cling too tightly to our dreams and wishes, we restrict their potential to manifest in our lives. By letting go and surrendering to the flow of the universe, we create space for our desires to unfold naturally. Letting go doesn't mean giving up on our dreams. It means trusting in the process and allowing things to unfold in their own time. It's about releasing the need for control and embracing the uncertainty of the journey. You might have experienced this in small things, like when you wished for a book or to see a friend, and then it happened without you even thinking about it. But when it comes to bigger things, we tend to hold on to our worries and doubts, which stops the universe from responding to our desires. When we reach our limit and stop worrying, that's when things can start to change for the better. It's like giving the universe a chance to work its magic. So instead of holding on to our anxieties, we should trust that things will work out and let go of our desires and prayers. That's when the real magic happens. Imagine your mind as a sponge. When it's filled with worries and fears, it's like squeezing that sponge really tight. But until we let go and allow it to relax, it can't absorb anything new. It needs to return to its natural shape to be able to soak up new ideas. Just like a sponge needs to be wrung out to release the old water before it can absorb fresh liquid, our minds need to let go of worries and fears before they can take in new thoughts and ideas. Holding on to negative thoughts tightly only blocks the flow of new information and growth. When we're constantly stressed or anxious, our minds become closed off, unable to take in new perspectives or solutions to our problems. But when we allow ourselves to relax and release tension, we create space for creativity, inspiration, and learning to flourish. Sometimes, when we pray or ask for what we need, we believe that's all we have to do. But in reality, that's just the starting point. The law of life operates in a specific manner, constantly active and at work. It's like a rule inscribed in the book of life stating, "If you give, you'll receive even more." Giving always precedes receiving, whether it's through our thoughts, words, actions, or assistance. Consider this law as a fundamental guideline that governs the flow of energy and abundance in our lives. When we give freely, whether it's our time, attention, kindness, or support, we set in motion a cycle of generosity that comes back to us in even greater abundance. Think of it as planting seeds in a garden. When we sow seeds of goodness through our actions and intentions, we create the conditions for a bountiful harvest. Likewise, when we give without expecting anything in return, we cultivate an atmosphere of positivity and abundance that enriches both our lives and the lives of others. Some people view the law of giving and receiving as a two-way street, believing that we should dedicate equal time to both giving and receiving. It's akin to how cold and heat are two sides of the same coin. If you solely focus on being cold and neglect warming yourself up, you'll likely freeze. Likewise, if you solely fixate on receiving without giving anything in return, you might miss out on fulfilling your own needs. Finding balance between giving and receiving is essential for leading a harmonious and fulfilling life. Just as we need warmth to counteract the cold, we also need to give in order to receive. It's a natural flow of energy that keeps the cycle of abundance and positivity in motion. Imagine a seesaw with giving on one end and receiving on the other. For it to remain balanced and functional, both sides need to be equally attended to. If one side becomes too heavy, the seesaw tips out of balance, making it difficult to maintain stability. So instead of viewing giving and receiving as separate entities, let's see them as interconnected aspects of the same cycle. By giving generously, we create opportunities for receiving in return. and by being open to receiving, we acknowledge the value of the gifts and blessings that come our way. Finding balance between giving and receiving allows us to lead more enriched and fulfilled lives, where the flow of energy and abundance is in constant harmony. You might have heard the saying, "It's better to give than to receive," and there's truth in those words. When you give freely, you also receive abundantly in return. This principle holds because the law of giving and receiving operates on a specific pattern. Unless we're open to giving out our desires and blessings, the law cannot assist us in fulfilling our own needs. Think of this law as a dance between giving and receiving. Just as a dance requires both partners to move in harmony, the law of giving and receiving relies on our willingness to participate actively. By generously giving of ourselves, whether through kind deeds, thoughtful gestures, or heartfelt intentions, we create the conditions for receiving blessings and abundance in our own lives. Imagine a river flowing steadily downstream. When obstacles block its path, the flow becomes stagnant, impeding the natural movement of water. Similarly, when we withhold our giving, we obstruct the flow of abundance in our lives, limiting our capacity to receive. But when we open our hearts and freely share our blessings with others, we remove the barriers that hinder the flow of abundance. It's like unlocking the gates of a dam, allowing the river of blessings to flow freely into our lives. Many people try to make the law of giving and receiving work in reverse, believing they'll receive first and then give back. However, this approach often leads to disappointment. For good things to come your way, you've got to start by giving something good yourself. Imagine you're planting seeds in a garden. If you expect to harvest fruits without sowing seeds first, your efforts will likely be in vain. Similarly, if you only focus on receiving without giving anything in return, you may find yourself feeling unfulfilled and dissatisfied. The law of giving and receiving operates on a simple principle. What you give out into the world comes back to you in some form or another. By initiating the cycle with acts of kindness, generosity, and compassion, you set in motion a chain reaction of positivity that eventually returns to you. It's like casting a stone into a calm pond. The ripples created by your actions extend far beyond the initial impact, eventually returning to you in unexpected and wonderful ways. When we discuss giving, our minds often jump to money. Money holds significant importance to many people, sometimes leading them to take questionable actions to acquire it. However, money itself remains unchanged. It is merely a tool, a means of exchange. Whether willingly given or forcefully taken, money does not gain anything from passing from one hand to another. Think of money like the sun shining upon everyone without discrimination. Its purpose is to facilitate exchange without regard to the deservingness of the recipients. Money holds no intrinsic moral value. Its worth lies in how it is utilized. It can be used to provide for one's needs, support loved ones, or contribute to charitable causes. Conversely, it can also be misused or hoarded, leading to inequality and injustice. Understanding the nature of money allows us to see beyond its material value. Instead of fixating on its acquisition or accumulation, we can focus on how it can be utilized to bring about positive change in our lives and the lives of others. Money doesn't change its value based on how we think about it. Its main purpose is to be exchanged for goods or services, and it does that job no matter what. Whether we see money as valuable or not, it stays the same as long as people need it. When we receive something, it's essential to give something of equal value in return. This principle lies at the heart of understanding the true meaning of money. While the worth of money depends on the value we attribute to it in our minds, its physical form is primarily designed to facilitate trading and exchange. Money serves as a medium of exchange, a way to trade goods and services efficiently. Its physical representation, whether in coins or notes, simplifies transactions and enables people to acquire what they need. However, the true value of money extends beyond its physical form. It is a reflection of the trust and confidence we place in its ability to represent value. When we give and receive money, We are engaging in a two-way exchange, an acknowledgement of the worth of what is being exchanged. Imagine a marketplace where goods are traded for money. Each transaction involves an exchange of value, goods or services for money, and vice versa. Without this reciprocal exchange, the system breaks down, and the true purpose of money is lost. When we give our best effort in helping others, without expecting anything in return, we're aligning ourselves with the true purpose of money. It's not about what we get back immediately, but about how our actions contribute to the greater good in the long run. Some individuals may express that they give a lot, even when it's challenging for them, yet they fail to see any benefits in return. However, there exists a distinction between giving thoughtlessly and giving with careful consideration. If we offer assistance to those who show no initiative in helping themselves, we shouldn't anticipate significant returns. Nature rewards effort, not laziness. Consider a gardener tending to their plants. They provide water, sunlight, and nutrients, nurturing their growth. In return, the plants flourish and bear fruit. Similarly, when we give with discernment, directing our efforts towards individuals who are willing to help themselves, we create opportunities for mutual growth and advancement. However, if we continually give to those who exhibit laziness or unwillingness to improve their circumstances, we may find ourselves disappointed by the lack of returns. Just as a seed requires nurturing and care to sprout, effort is essential for growth and progress in all aspects of life. This principle underscores the importance of giving with intention and discernment. By directing our efforts towards individuals who demonstrate a willingness to strive for improvement, we align ourselves with the natural order of things, where effort is met with reward. When you give, even if it's just a small amount, it's crucial to give with purpose. Otherwise, you risk wasting what you have. Some individuals have discovered success in a practice called tithing, which involves giving a portion of their income. But why is tithing regarded as more effective than other forms of giving? Tithing holds significance for many because it establishes a regular and intentional commitment to giving. By setting aside a specific percentage of their income, individuals ensure that giving becomes a priority in their financial planning. Moreover, tithing is often associated with spiritual or religious beliefs, where adherents view it as a form of gratitude and stewardship. By giving back a portion of what they have been blessed with, individuals express their appreciation and trust in a higher power. Additionally, tithing fosters a sense of abundance and generosity. Rather than giving sporadically or impulsively, tithers develop a disciplined approach to giving, which can lead to greater satisfaction and fulfillment. Furthermore, tithing promotes a mindset of abundance, where individuals recognize that they have enough to share with others. This shift in perspective can have profound effects on one's overall well-being, fostering a sense of contentment and peace. Tithing works because it's a systematic way of giving. It's like setting up a plan to give regularly, which in turn creates a steady flow of good coming back to you. When your giving is inconsistent, so is what you receive in return. Scientists have delved into the practice of tithing and discovered its remarkable effects on individuals. Tithing, they found, contributes to the development of self-confidence and a positive mindset, which in turn attracts success. This scientific insight sheds light on why many people find tithing beneficial in their lives. Moreover, for some, tithing is more than just a financial practice. It's a partnership with a higher power. They view tithing as a way of giving back a portion of what they've received, recognizing it as an act of gratitude and trust in the divine. However, tithing can sometimes veer off course if approached with selfish motives or a mindset of bargaining. When done solely for personal gain, or with expectations of immediate rewards, the true essence of tithing is lost. It's essential to understand that tithing is not about making deals with a higher power, or seeking favors in return for monetary contributions. Instead, it's about cultivating a spirit of generosity, gratitude, and trust in the process of giving and receiving. When it comes to giving, it's not just about the money you contribute, it's about the intention behind your actions. Giving, with a pure heart and a genuine desire to help others, yields better results and deeper fulfillment. This principle lies at the core of tithing, a practice that goes beyond monetary transactions to align us with the universal law of giving. Tithing serves as a powerful tool for cultivating honesty, sincerity, and generosity in our giving. How much we benefit from tithing depends on the authenticity of our intentions and the depth of our commitment to making a positive difference in the lives of others. When we give with a spirit of selflessness and compassion, we create a ripple effect of kindness and abundance that extends far beyond the act itself. Tithing becomes not just a financial obligation, but a sacred practice, a means of expressing gratitude, fostering connection, and spreading love in the world. Moreover, tithing encourages us to examine our relationship with money and material wealth. By prioritizing giving over accumulation, we shift our focus from scarcity to abundance, from self-interest to collective well-being. Jesus once praised a widow who gave all the money she had to the church, even though it wasn't much. But he criticized a rich man who gave a lot of money. Why did he praise the widow's small gift, but not the rich man's big one? It wasn't about the amount of money they gave. Jesus knew that giving is about more than just the action of handing over money. It's about the intention and spirit behind the gift. The widow gave from her heart, and that's why Jesus blessed her. When John D. Rockefeller was just a young boy, he discovered a valuable lesson about the power of giving. From the moment he began earning money, he made it a practice to keep track of both what he gave and what he received. This simple habit stayed with him throughout his life, shaping his legacy as one of the most generous philanthropists in history. Throughout his lifetime, Rockefeller's commitment to giving back was unwavering. It's reported that he donated more than $500 million to various charitable causes, an astonishing sum that continues to impact countless lives even today. Rockefeller's story serves as a powerful reminder of the profound impact generosity can have on the world. His example inspires us to cultivate a spirit of giving in our own lives, regardless of our financial circumstances. Moreover, Rockefeller's dedication to tracking his giving highlights the importance of mindfulness and intentionality in our charitable endeavors. By keeping tabs on what we give and striving to make a meaningful difference, we can maximize the positive impact of our actions. When we give, it's not merely the conclusion of an act. It's the beginning of a cycle of giving and receiving that echoes throughout our lives. Just as the saying goes, what goes around comes around, we must be ready to receive the responses or results of our giving with open hearts and minds. Imagine tossing a pebble into a calm pond. As the ripples expand outward, they eventually return to the point of origin, often magnified in intensity. Similarly, when we give generously and selflessly, we set in motion a ripple effect of kindness and abundance that comes back to us in unexpected and profound ways. But the key lies not only in giving, but also in being prepared to receive. Sometimes we may overlook or dismiss the blessings that come our way, failing to recognize them as the fruits of our own generosity. By cultivating an attitude of openness and gratitude, we can fully embrace the returns of our giving, welcoming them with joy and appreciation. Moreover, being ready to receive means acknowledging that the universe operates on a principle of balance and reciprocity. When we give freely and without expectation, we create space for abundance to flow back into our lives, enriching us in ways we never imagined possible. Preparing to receive is more than just sitting idly by. It's a proactive demonstration of our faith in action. Rather than passively waiting, we take deliberate steps to ready ourselves for the blessings that await us. This preparation not only keeps us engaged and focused, but also instills confidence that good things are on the horizon. Think of it as getting ready for a journey. Before embarking on an adventure, we gather supplies, plan our route, and anticipate the experiences that lie ahead. Similarly, when we prepare to receive, we take proactive measures to align ourselves with the abundance that awaits us. This readiness is a reflection of our faith in the abundance of the universe. By actively getting ready to receive, we demonstrate our trust that the universe is always conspiring in our favor, ready to shower us with blessings beyond measure. Moreover, this preparation keeps us engaged and attentive to the signs and opportunities that present themselves along the way. Rather than passively waiting for good things to happen, we remain actively involved in the unfolding of our lives, ready to seize every chance for growth and fulfillment. Preparing to receive is an affirmation of our belief in the power of positivity and abundance. By staying focused, interested, and confident in the goodness that lies ahead, we invite miracles into our lives and pave the way for extraordinary blessings to manifest. There's a story about the prophet Elijah that illustrates this idea. 3 kings came to him asking for his help in winning a battle and having enough water for their soldiers and animals. Instead of just praying for rain, Elijah told them to go back to their camps and dig ditches to collect the water. It might have seemed silly to dig ditches in the desert, but the kings followed Elijah's advice, and sure enough, rain fell, filling the ditches and quenching their thirst. They went into battle feeling strong and victorious. Elijah understood the law of giving and receiving. By telling the kings to prepare, he made it easier for them to receive what they needed. The key to this law is that we attract into our lives what we give out and expect to receive. Have you ever noticed how sometimes things seem to unfold just as we expected? Whether it's something good or bad, it often feels like we somehow invited it into our lives. This phenomenon highlights the power of our expectations in shaping our reality. When we anticipate a certain outcome, whether positive or negative, we inadvertently send out signals to the universe, aligning ourselves with the energy of that expectation. It's as if our thoughts and beliefs act as magnets, drawing to us experiences that resonate with our innermost beliefs. Consider a time when you anticipated something unpleasant happening, and sure enough, it did. In hindsight, you might have realized that your expectation played a role in manifesting that outcome. This is not to say that we attract negativity intentionally, but rather that our thoughts and beliefs have a profound impact on the events that unfold in our lives. On the flip side, when we approach life with a positive mindset and expect good things to happen, we create an energetic pathway for abundance and joy to flow into our lives. This is why cultivating a mindset of optimism and gratitude is so essential. It sets the stage for miracles to occur and blessings to manifest. Whether we attract good or bad into our lives, it's all based on the same principle, the power of expectation. By becoming aware of our thoughts and beliefs and consciously directing them towards positivity and abundance, we can shape a reality filled with joy, fulfillment, and endless possibilities. But the same principle works for attracting good things too. You can expect good things to happen, and you can even help make them happen by preparing for them. Sometimes, though, we fail to align our expectations with our desires. We might want one thing, but deep down expect something else, which just creates confusion. As the saying goes, a house divided against itself cannot stand. When our minds are conflicted, it's hard for us to attract the things we want. But if we radiate positive thoughts and have confident expectations that things will work out, we're using a powerful force to set things right. There's a power within us that's much greater than any challenge we might face. This power will always help us overcome obstacles. You might wonder, can I desire things that aren't meant for me? Can I ask too much from this law of attraction? Does it keep things from me if they're not good for me? But true desire is a natural part of life, pushing us to grow and express ourselves more fully. And as long as we keep expecting our desires to come true, they'll stay alive and eventually become a reality. The principle we're talking about here brings things into our lives in different ways. It explains that we don't feel a desire for something until there's a possibility of it coming to us. In other words, our minds don't even register a need or want unless there's a chance it can be fulfilled. Imagine your prayers, desires, and inner urges as a magnet, drawing towards you the things you want in life. The stronger these feelings are, the more powerful your magnet becomes, and the greater its ability to attract your desires. Just like a magnet, your thoughts and intentions exert a force that shapes your reality. When you focus your energy on what you want, you create a magnetic field that pulls those desires towards you. This principle operates on the understanding that the universe is abundant and limitless, and there is always an endless supply of what you seek. Consider a time when you deeply desired something, perhaps a new job, a loving relationship, or improved health. As you focused your thoughts and intentions on that desire, you may have noticed opportunities presenting themselves and circumstances aligning in your favor. This is the power of intention at work, manifesting your desires into reality. It's important to remember that there are no limits to what you can ask for from this principle. Whether your desires are big or small, the universe is infinitely abundant, ready to fulfill your wishes. The key lies in believing in the power of your intentions and aligning your actions with your desires. However, you can only receive what you can imagine or understand. It's like with math. You can only work with numbers you know. Sometimes you might get things that don't seem good at first, but they can lead to something better, like learning from mistakes in math. The concept of giving is not just about sharing material possessions. It's about offering your time, energy, thoughts, abilities, love, appreciation, and assistance to others freely and willingly. The essence of giving lies in the act itself, without expecting anything in return. And remarkably, the more you give, the more you'll receive in return. When you give from the heart, with joy and enthusiasm, you create a ripple effect of positivity that extends far beyond the initial act. Your generosity becomes a magnet, attracting blessings and abundance into your life in ways you never imagined. Consider the various ways you can give to others, whether it's lending a listening ear to a friend in need, volunteering your time to support a cause you believe in, or simply offering a kind word or gesture to brighten someone's day. Each act of giving, no matter how small, contributes to the collective well-being of humanity and fosters a sense of connection and community. Moreover, when you give with joy and enthusiasm, you create a positive energy that uplifts both yourself and those around you. Your genuine expression of generosity becomes a source of inspiration and encouragement, inspiring others to pay it forward and spread kindness in their own lives. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract abundance effortlessly while others struggle to receive? The answer often lies in the simple act of giving. You see, the reason why some people don't receive much is often because they don't give much. They hold back, believing they don't have enough to give, whether it's money, time, or other resources. But in reality, giving generously, in whatever way you can, opens up the door to receiving even more abundance in your life. Consider a garden. If you only water a few plants sparingly, they may struggle to grow and flourish. But if you water them generously and consistently, they thrive, producing an abundance of fruits and flowers. Similarly, when you give freely and generously, you create a fertile ground for abundance to take root and blossom in your life. Moreover, giving is not just about material possessions. It's about sharing your time, energy, talents, and love with others. Even the smallest acts of kindness and generosity can have a profound impact, both on those you give to and on your own life. When you give freely and without expectation, you send out a powerful message to the universe that you are open to receiving blessings in return. This simple shift in mindset creates a positive energy flow that attracts abundance and prosperity into your life. Living a fulfilling life isn't just about avoiding selfishness or thoughtlessness. It's about harnessing your abilities, skills, and talents to make a positive impact on the world around you. Even if you feel like your abilities are small or insignificant right now, you can start using them more effectively, and they'll grow over time. Think of your abilities as seeds waiting to be planted and nurtured. Just as a tiny seed has the potential to grow into a mighty tree, your abilities have the power to flourish and make a difference in the lives of others. Consider a simple act of kindness, like lending a listening ear to a friend in need or offering a helping hand to a stranger. These may seem like small gestures, but they can have a profound impact on someone's day and create a ripple effect of positivity in the world. Moreover, by using your abilities to help others, you not only make a difference in their lives, but also enrich your own. As you engage in acts of kindness and generosity, you cultivate a sense of purpose and fulfillment that brings meaning to your life. Think about the story of the master and his servants, who were each given talents, which were like units of money. Some were given more talents, some less. The master expected them to use these talents wisely and make a profit from them. Interestingly, the servant who had only one talent but used it well was praised even more than those who had been given more talents but didn't use them wisely. So, the lesson here is that when you make the most of what you have, whether it's a little or a lot, you'll be rewarded with even more. It's like the saying goes, you reap what you sow. This is the key to growing and receiving more in life. If the business world recognizes that providing good service is key to success and progress, then shouldn't we acknowledge the same truth in how we live our lives? This isn't about religion, it's just good sense. If a principle works in one area, it's likely to work in others too, wherever we apply it. So, whatever you want in life, whether it's good health, success, happiness, wealth, or influence, you can start moving towards it by following this approach. The law behind it is reliable, and the outcomes are predictable because it's based on natural principles. You can confidently desire and expect all the good things life has to offer. When someone embraces unselfishness and lives in accordance with this principle, a remarkable transformation occurs. Their outlook on themselves and others undergoes a profound shift, and their life begins to mirror this new way of thinking. Unselfishness is more than just a virtue, it's a mindset that shapes the way we interact with the world around us. Instead of being solely focused on our own needs and desires, we become attuned to the needs of others and seek to uplift and support them. As individuals adopt an unselfish approach to life, they experience a shift in their attitude towards themselves. They become less preoccupied with personal gain and more invested in the well-being of others. This newfound sense of empathy and compassion fosters deeper connections with those around them and enhances their overall sense of fulfillment and purpose. Moreover, the impact of unselfishness extends beyond individual relationships to encompass all aspects of life. As individuals prioritize the welfare of others, they contribute to the creation of a more compassionate and harmonious society. There's a story about a man who was struggling to find success despite his efforts to get what he wanted. He asked a wise person for advice on how to live successfully. The wise person told him that to receive, he must first give. The man questioned what he could give when he barely had enough for himself. The wise person explained that he needed to give more of himself and his resources, not just material things. When the man embraced this idea of giving and living unselfishly, he found true joy and abundance in his life. So the lesson is that by giving generously and selflessly, we can enrich our own lives and the lives of others. I want to encourage you to practice receiving. It's about opening up and being ready for all the good things the world has in store for you, especially since you've already given so much. Now it's time to let yourself receive and build up your ability to accept what comes your way. But what does it mean to be a good receiver? It's like this. When you're in a receptive state, you're calm and open. You're meditating, listening and observing. You're appreciating the world around you and letting things happen without trying to control them. You're also being grateful for what you receive, relaxing into the flow of life and embracing every experience. As Raymond Hollowell points out, you get back what you put out into the world. However, despite giving generously, many struggle to accept the blessings that come their way due to feelings of unworthiness. Therefore, it's crucial to cultivate a sense of worthiness to embrace the good things meant for you. Recognizing your inherent value is the first step towards opening yourself to receive. Just as you freely give love, kindness, and compassion to others, you deserve to receive these same blessings in return. By acknowledging your worthiness, you create a welcoming space for abundance to flow into your life. It's common to encounter doubts and insecurities along the way, but remember that you are deserving of all the goodness life has to offer. Practice self-compassion and affirm your worthiness daily. As you cultivate a positive self-image, you'll find it easier to accept the blessings that come your way with gratitude and joy. To truly embrace life's wonders and miracles, you need to be open and ready to receive. That means being receptive to all the impressions, ideas, and experiences that come your way. It's about acknowledging the blessings you already have and being grateful for them. Instead of complaining about what you don't have, focus on what you've received, even if it's not exactly what you expected. Take a moment to jot down what you're thankful for and what you want to attract into your life. Then declare to yourself, "I am receiving," and affirm your desires. Every breath you take is a precious gift, an opportunity to receive the blessings of life. With each inhale, you are filled with vitality and energy, while every sip of water quenches your thirst and nourishes your body. The world around you is brimming with generosity, constantly offering its abundance for you to enjoy. It's time to embrace your role as a receiver and cultivate a spirit of gratitude for the countless gifts that surround you. From the warmth of the sun on your skin to the beauty of nature's landscapes, there is an abundance of blessings waiting to be acknowledged and appreciated. When you open your heart to receiving, you create space for abundance to flow into your life. Just as a cup must be empty to be filled, you must be receptive to the gifts that come your way. By acknowledging and embracing the abundance that surrounds you, you invite even more blessings into your life. So take a moment to pause and reflect on the countless gifts that enrich your life each day. From the air you breathe to the food you eat, there is an endless stream of abundance available to you. Embrace your role as a receiver with gratitude and watch as the blessings of life unfold before you. Thank you for listening.